If you think the iPhone 18 update is just new chip, new color, see you in September, I'd have to disagree with you. I don't think that's the real story here. The most interesting part of the iPhone 18 may be that Apple is about to change how the whole iPhone calendar works. But before we go further, here's a quick reality check. Apple has not officially announced the iPhone 18, so this is not a fake certainty video. What we can do here is separate confirmed signals from Apple itself, then line them up with the most credible reporting on pricing, design, chips, and a foldable. And once you do that, iPhone 18 starts to look a lot bigger than your normally yearly refresh. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome to Tech Mansion. And make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons to keep seeing awesome content like this. Anyways, let's get back to the iPhone. Let's start with what Apple has already told us. With the iPhone 16, Apple pushed three things hard: Apple Intelligence, camera access, and efficiency. Apple marketed the phone as built for Apple Intelligence, added camera control, and they talked up better thermals and battery life, and somehow kept the base iPhone 16 at $799 in the US. That shows where Apple thinks iPhone is going to go next. There's more AI, more camera-first hardware, and more pressure on the chip underneath. Now, this is important because Apple is not just selling features anymore, they're selling a stack. And on-device AI needs memory, better video needs sensor performance, storage speed, and heat control. Now, slimmer phones need more efficient chips. So when you look at the iPhone 18 rumors, don't treat them like separate leaks. They all connect back to the same problem. How do you add more capability without making the phone thicker, hotter, and more expensive? And Apple's newest public signal goes further. In May 2026, Apple said a major live soccer broadcast will be shot entirely on iPhone 17 Pro. Apple highlighted 348MP Fusion cameras and pro video tools like Apple Log 2. That tells you the premium iPhone is being positioned as a serious production tool, not just a phone with nicer zoom lens. Now, here's where the iPhone story gets weird. Reporting summarized by The Verge from The Information says Apple may stagger the launch itself. The foldable iPhone could arrive in fall of 2026 alongside iPhone 18 Pro and Air models, while the standard iPhone 18 could slip to spring of 2027. If that happens, September stops being the month when every iPhone shows up together. And once you hear the logic, it sounds plausible. A bigger lineup means more manufacturing pressure, more marketing pressure, and more chances for one model to steal attention from another. So if Apple wants to add a foldable without turning launch season into chaos, splitting premium devices from mainstream ones makes strategic sense. And that would be a much bigger update than a spec bump because it changes how people shop the iPhone. Foldable itself is still rumor territory, but the details are interesting. The reporting points to a book-style device, not a flip phone, with roughly 5.7-inch outer display and an inner screen just under 8 inches. Now that's classic Apple behavior. Arrive late, study the category, then frame its version as the mature one. If that device lands beside the 18 Pro, the Pro stops being the automatic top story. But the cleanest visual change may be on the Pro models. The same reporting says that iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max could move to under-display Face ID, leaving only a small cutout for the selfie camera. If that happens, Apple gets much closer to the all-screen front it has been inching toward for years. Now, that's the kind of change people understand instantly. And Apple rarely makes front-of-phone changes for looks alone. A cleaner front can help justify a premium tier, create more screen space, and make all the 4 models feel obviously newer than anything that arrives later. If the regular iPhone 18 really moves to spring, that separation becomes even more important. Now, let's talk about the part that people oversimplify: the chip. TSMC says its 2nm N2 process entered volume production in late 2025, and N2P is scheduled for the second half of 2026. That's one reason analysts keep circling the iPhone 18 era for a more meaningful silicon jump. Not just bigger benchmark numbers, but better efficiency, better thermals, and more AI headroom in thinner hardware. And that efficiency story matters more now than it did a few years ago. A faster chip used to mean apps open quicker and games run smoother. Now, it also means more local AI tasks, longer battery life under heavier workloads, and more room for Apple to make thinner or more ambitious phones without sacrificing everyday usability. Now, this is where the iPhone 18 update becomes a money story. The Verge reports that Ming-Chi Kuo expects Apple to keep the iPhone 18 pricing as flat as possible, even as RAM prices rise during a global memory crunch. He says that Apple wants to absorb those costs instead of immediately passing them on to buyers, which is cool in my opinion. That's important because more AI ambition usually means more cost pressure somewhere inside the device. Think about what that means in plain English for a moment. The current base iPhone 16 starts at $799. If Apple can keep the iPhone 18 near that level while memory costs are climbing, that's not boring at all. That's Apple deciding that price shock could hurt upgrades more than tighter margins would. And if Apple cannot hold the line, iPhone 18 may become the moment when buyers finally feel the hidden cost of AI-ready hardware. Then there's the Air, which may be the clearest sign that Apple's plans are still moving. Another Verge report says a second-generation iPhone Air may be delayed to spring 2027 at the earliest, and could gain a second rear camera when it finally arrives. That same report also says that fall of 2026 might be just the iPhone 18 Pro and the foldable, with the iPhone 18 and 18e following later. Air rumor is easy to dismiss as a side story, but it actually tells you a lot. If Apple is delaying that phone and rethinking its camera setup, then Apple has not fully solved the trade-off between ultra-thin design and the practical features people complain about first, especially battery life and camera flexibility. So what should you actually believe right now? Don't worry, that's why I'm here for you. The safest bet is not one exact feature, it's the direction. Apple has officially shown that iPhone is now about AI, camera credibility, and efficiency. And the most believable reports reinforce that same path. More separation between Pro and regular models, more price pressure because of memory and AI hardware, and a launch strategy built around premium devices first. The least certain pieces are the exact foldable design, the exact month for each model, and whether under display Face ID lands on Apple's schedule. So, the real iPhone 18 update, at least right now, is this. Apple may be preparing its biggest iPhone lineup reshuffle in years, while trying to hide rising AI era hardware costs behind a familiar sticker price. And if you want the follow-up, make sure you subscribe and comment foldable, and I'll break down which rumored iPhone 18 part looks smartest to wait for. My name remains Josh, and this is Tech Mansion, where tech lives. See you in the next video.